everyone, today I'll tell you a story about the tale of the dirty river. Once upon a time, in a small happy village, there was a river called Bluebell River. It was called Bluebell because its water was so clear and blue that it sparkled like the petals of a bluebell flower.
Every morning, children would come to play by the river bank. Fishermen caught shiny fish for their families. Birds, frogs, and turtles made the river their home. And in summer, the villagers would splash in the cool water to escape the hot sun.
The river was alive, it sang a gentle song as it flowed, and the people loved it dearly. But one year, something began to change. At first, it was just a little thing. Someone tossed a plastic bottle into the water.
A few wrappers floated by. No one thought it was a big problem. But little by little, the river began to collect trash. One day, the nearby factory started letting dirty water flow into the river.
The clear blue water turned muddy brown. The fish became sick. The birds stopped visiting. The gentle song of the river grew weak and sad.
In that village lived a little girl named Leela. She loved the river more than anything. When she saw the fish disappearing and the water turning dark, she knew something had to be done.
One morning, she gathered her friends. "We can't let Bluebell River die," she said. "But we are just kids," replied her friend Raj. "What can we do?"
Leela smiled. "We can do a lot. We can start small."
The cleanup mission. The children made signs that said, "Don't throw trash in our river." They went door to door telling people how pollution hurts animals and people too. On Sunday, they held a river cleanup day. At first, only a few people came, but when others saw the children working hard, pulling out bottles, bags and cans, more joined in. Soon the whole village was helping.
The factory owner came, looking guilty. "I don't know I was harming the river so much," he admitted. He promised to treat the wastewater before letting it out.
The river's smile returns. Weeks passed. The trash was gone. The water began to clear. Tiny fish returned, darting between the rocks. The birds became back singing their cheerful songs.
One day, as the sun set, the water glowed golden and blue ocean again. Leela stood by the bank, smiling. The river's song was strong and happy.
From that day on, the villagers promised to protect Bluebell River. They learned that pollution starts with small, careless acts, but so does change. If everyone cares a little together, they can do a lot. Moral of the story is, every small action matters. Protect nature and nature will protect you. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, today I'll tell you a story about the day the sky turned grey. A story about air pollution. Once upon a time, in the colorful town of Green Hill, the sky was always bright blue and the air smelled fresh like morning flowers. Children flew kites in the park, birds sang happily in the trees, and people loved taking long walks without a care in the world.
But one winter morning, something strange happened. When little Arav woke up and opened his window, the sky was not blue, it was grey. A heavy smoky smell floated into his room. His mother coughed and quickly shut the window. "What's wrong with the air today?" Arav asked. "It's pollution, dear," his mother sighed. "The air is not clean right now."
Where did the pollution come from? Arav decided to investigate. He saw black smoke puffing out from factories' chimneys at the edge of town. Cars and buses were making thick clouds of exhaust on the road. Some people were burning piles of dry leaves and garbage, sending more smoke into the air. The trees which usually clean the air were being cut down for new buildings. Without enough trees, there were less fresh oxygen and more dirty smoke hanging in the air.
In the following days, Arav noticed pupils wearing masks. Some children couldn't play outside because they were coughing or sneezing. The birds were quieter, and even the bright flowers in the park started dropping. Arav missed the clear blue sky. He wanted it back.
At school, Arav told his friend about his idea. We can't stop all polluting at once, he said, but we can start small, just like drops of water make an ocean. Here's what they decided.
Walk or ride bicycles instead of using cars for short trips.
Ask the factory owners to use filters and clean food.
Stop burning waste and instead recycle or compost it.
They made colorful posters that said clean air, healthy life and hung them all over town.
At first, pupils did not pay much attention, but when they saw the children working so hard, planting saplings, riding bikes, and picking up trash, they felt inspired to join in. Soon, the factory installed tall filters to trap smoke.
The town started a no car day once a week. Everyone learned how to compost and recycle instead of burning waste. Over time, the air grew cleaner. One bright morning, Arav opened his window and gasped. The sky was blue again. Birds were chirping, flowers were blooming, and the sweet smell of fresh air filled the room. From that day on, the people of Green Hill promised to protect their sky. They learned that clean air is a gift and it's everyone's job to keep it that way. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, today I'll tell you a story about the garden that lost its smile. In the heart of Green Valley stood a garden called Sunshine Park. It was full of tall shady trees, colorful flowers and a soft grassy ground, perfect for picnics. Butterflies fluttered from bloom to bloom, birds sang from the treetops and children laughed as they ran through the open space.
Everyone in the town loved Sunshine Park. It was the pride of Green Valley. One weekend, a family came to the park for a picnic. They ate sandwiches, drank juice, and played games. But when they left, they forgot something, their trash. Paper plates, plastic bottles, and chip packets were scattered on the grass.
The next day, more people visited and saw the litter. Some thought it's already dirty. A little more won't hurt. Soon the park had broken toys, old shoes, and even rusted cans lying around. The flowers started to droop and the butterflies stayed away. The birds no longer sang in the morning.
In a small yellow house near the park lived Mia, a curious and kind-hearted girl. She visited Sunshine Park every day after school to read under her favorite mango tree. But one afternoon, Mia saw something that made her sad. A squirrel was chewing on a plastic wrapper. The poor animal dropped it and ran away coughing.
This is not right. Mia thought our park is sick and we need to help it get better. Mia told her best friend Erosion about her idea. They decided to invite their classmates, parents and neighbors to help clean up Sunshine Park. On Saturday morning, everyone arrived with gloves, big trash bags and brooms. The children collected plastic bottles, the parents raked leaves and sorted waste, and even the town's mayor joined in. They put up new dustbins and painted colorful signs that read, "Love your land, keep it clean, trash in the bin, not on the ground."
Sunshine Park smiles again. After hours of the hard work, the park looked fresh and beautiful once more. The grass was green again, the flowers stood tall, and the air smelled of sweet blossoms. The butterflies returned, the birds sang again, and the mango tree gave the juiciest fruit. The townspeople decided to have a clean park day every month to take sure it stayed that way.
From that day on, everyone in Green Valley remembered the land gives us food, shelter, and beauty. We must protect it. One small careless act can make a big mess, but one small caring act can make a big change. Moral of the story is a clean land is a happy land. Throwing trash in the right place is the first step to saving nature. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story about the tale of Noisy-ville. Once upon a time, there was a little town called Noisy-ville. At first, Noisy-ville was a peaceful place. Birds sang sweet songs in the morning, children laughed in the park, and the wind whistled softly through the trees. But soon things began to change. Cars started honking all day long. Trucks rumbled loudly down the street. People shouted instead of talking. Even the television and music players were always blasting at full volume. The poor animals were the first to notice the birds flew away because they couldn't sing over the noise. The dogs barked all night, unable to sleep. The little squirrels covered their ears with their tiny paws. Even the children of Noisy-ville began to feel tired. They couldn't hear their teacher in school, and at night they struggled to sleep because of the loud sound everywhere. One day, a wise old owl named Oliver flew into the town. Why is everyone so loud here? He asked. The townspeople stopped and looked at each other. They had never thought about it before. Oliver explained, too much noise is called noise pollution. It makes animals sad, hurts our ears, and can even make us sick if it goes on too long. The people of Noisy-ville gasped. What can we do? They asked. Oliver smiled. Use your horns only when needed. Keep the volume low on music and television. Plant more trees. They help absorb sound, and remember, soft voices are powerful too. The townspeople listened carefully. The very next day, they began to change their ways. Drivers stopped honking for fun. Families lowered the volume at home. Children played games that made them laugh without shouting too loudly. And soon the birds, squirrels and dogs were happy again. Noisy-ville became peaceful and everyone enjoyed the calm sounds of nature once more. Moral of the story is too much noise is harmful for people, animals and nature. Let's keep our voice gentle and our surroundings peaceful. Thanks for watching.